Okay, well, hot coffee, gloves, two good priorities. Anyways, what I'm out here doing today, folks, is I had a good idea, and although I think some of my ideas are good, this one I think is actually good. And what it is, it's going to organize all the odds and ends pieces of wood I have floating around here. If you look over my right shoulder here, you got a whole bunch of leaning lumber. This tends to be the final resting place before I use it in projects. Now, if this was all the lumber I had in here, you'd probably say, hey, that's not bad, I got more at my shop at home. But if we look over my left shoulder here, I got a pile there, and I got a pile there, and I got a pile there. Basically, I'm looking for any location, any wall space that I can lean lumber up in order to get it out of my way. That is not ideal. Neither is this. You guys see that big pile down there? That's not ideal either. So I got to figure out a solution here because this is driving me nuts, and it definitely is not something I want to have set up in my shop long term for wood storage. So I'm going to get down to work here. I'm going to move all that stuff out of the way to start. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to build sort of a horizontal shelving unit so that the lumber can stand vertically but still be separated into sort of categories based on what it is, with little pieces of wood, little horizontal shelving bits. So that's sort of my idea. Kind of dreamt it up at the last minute, and I figured, hey, today's kind of gloomy out. We're waiting on snow, so I can get back out and get some of that firewood across the pond. But until that happens, I got indoor projects to do, this being one of them. So less talk for me, more work for me, and I'm going to get down to it. So here we go. Okay, well, we got her all cleared away here. Here's what I'm working with. It's 10 feet center to center of those posts. At least that's what I remembered. So I'm going to put up another 2x4 that nails to that side of the post, spans the gap and nails to this side of the post, and then coming off of it will be just single horizontal pieces, which will divide the lumber. So let's just get a measure here. I think it was approximately, yeah, it was a little more. Okay. How far are we going to make it? Let's do, where are we at? I guess we'll do 134 1/8. Okay, so 134 1/8. Use the old trusty Dewalt. This thing's a solid machine, I tell you. I like to square one edge up before I do anything. Just habit. 134 1/8. I guess I don't even have it, so it doesn't matter. We'll just do 131. We'll be just a touch short, but it shouldn't matter because I'll have lots of nailing edge. And I will have to use, get on there. We'll square it up here. Good enough. Now this is going to want to sag a bit. That's sort of the thing that happens with it. So I'm going to check for crown. This will be the crown going up, so the arch facing up. Then when it sags, it presumably will come back down to level. And one of the downsides with what I'm about to do here is my electrical outlets will sort of be covered. Okay, so I just tacked this into place, and as you guys saw, that electrical outlet was going to be in the way, so I just moved them down here. You can see they're just below, so I can still use them. Put this into place, just tacked it in with one nail on each end, and we'll just use some screws here, and we'll just drive some screws in to hold it. And keep in mind there's not really going to be any shear force, and therefore I'm using screws and not nails. Shear force would be like if there was a load coming down on this, You don't want to use screws if the load was going to be on this, because then you would have a shearing force. So you can use screws because we don't have that shear force. And when I say screws, I just mean typical wood screws. There are different screws out there for different forces. Wow, that's annoying. Okay, so that's that. I'm gonna head over to the saw. I'm gonna cut a few pieces here. The pieces are basically gonna secure on there, and I don't know, maybe I'll have them stick out about 2 feet or so, and you know, we'll put them all the way down, and that'll be that. Okay, I like to reuse wood whenever possible, especially out in the shop here. So I'm gonna use these. These are, I think these are old pieces of cedar, came off a bench. So I'm gonna measure out 34 inches. And that will be the length of all the pieces. So I'm going to cut them to length. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to rip them on the table saw to the width. Holy smokes, you can tell that's cedar and dry at that. So there we go. We'll rig up a few more of those. I think I got 3 in total. And then we'll get down to attaching them. And I'm just looking for knots here to make sure that I get the best part of the wood possible, since I'm not using the whole length. And I guess I'll just get this and scribe it on top, make life a little bit easier. Doesn't have to be exact. You guys know what I'm using it for. We're not building custom cabinetry here today. And just a little tip here, you guys can do whatever you like, but instead of using the second board to scribe my third one, I always go back to the original. That way, if I made a little boo-boo on that first one, second one, meaning I didn't cut it to quite the right length, maybe it's a little long or a little short, I don't do the same on the third one. Okay, we're all clean here, all hooked up. And I got the blade at the right height. I'm gonna cut 1 3/4 inches. That should account for the width of the blade as well as the 5.5 inch profile of the wood, giving me 3 pieces. So that's the goal. Let's cut her up. Last check for nails. Sounds like a good time for a coffee break. Okay, let's get these all wrangled up here, and I think we're going to put them about every foot or so, and that should give me plenty of room. So let's get them laid out, screwed in, and we'll call her quits. Good. Good. Okay. What I did, I just put a little shim underneath of this. The reason being is the floor will likely move a bit because it's just a piece of rubber and dirt. So I put the shim under there. If it sinks down a bit, I can knock the shim in further, and if it raises, I don't know if it will, then I can just pull it out a bit. Gives me a good 1/4 inch of play there. Well, guys, I'm going to load this thing back up. Let's hope it holds. And hey, if this doesn't hold, at least I can say I cleaned the shop. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that's a big win in my book. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll see you all next time.